Hamelns 28 Engineer Regiment joins 6 other German-based major units that are going as the government shrinks the regular army by a fifth. This weekend, a series of events, including a big parade through the town, will mark the unit's formal disbandment. Earlier, I spoke to the commanding officer, Lt.Col Chaz Story, and began by asking him what his regiment would be best remembered for.
Well, it's been in existence twice. We formed and disbanded in the 50s, but for that we served in Korea. We had a huge role in that operation in the 1950s, and then we're heavily involved in the Christmas Island nuclear development program in the 50s as well, building the airfields, getting all the infrastructure sorted for that before we were disbanded the first time. So it's always been involved in delivering what it is that the Sapper Regiment does. And then from the 70s onwards, it was that amphibious bit to keep an army moving across the disparate and difficult lands of Northern Europe, across the rivers, the amphibious engineer being the focus of what this regiment has been about.
Now, 28 Engineer Regiment, of course, is disbanding. What will happen to all the personnel who have until now served with 28?
It's no change from normal, really, for the Royal Engineers. We're trickle posted, so we're all trickle posting to other units at the same time. We've got one squadron going to Kinloss as a bulk move. We've got others who've got this novel solution of working with the Bundeswehr up in Minden, delivering the amphibious engineer capability on into the future, which is great. The rest will be posted to the remaining Sapper units in the Corps. They'll move on to other regiments and just get on with life. And 28 Engineer Regiment will be another name along the others that have disbanded over the past years.
And finally, what has it meant for you to serve as commanding officer of 28 Engineer Regiment?
Well, it's always an honour, both as CO and as station commander here in Hameln, to bring the links together and the operational focus. It's been absolutely fantastic. To have 3 years has also been great. It's very sad to see it at the end. We always want to build something up and deliver it on better than when we started. I can't do that, but what I can do is leave a legacy of a strong, operationally focused regiment and a happy town that has been glad to serve with the regiment.
Marching through the streets of Hameln for a final time. 28 Engineer Regiment is one of 17 big units disappearing as the government shrinks the army by a fifth. The Royal Engineers are the very last of the British troops that have been stationed in the North German town since the Second World War. Among those paying his respects, Stefan Weil, Prime Minister of Lower Saxony. By the end of 2015 and after 70 years, the British will have left his state altogether. The departure is not expected to affect Hameln's economy, but locals say they'll miss a military presence they've grown up with. It's a shame they're going, says this man. We'll miss them. Most people in Hameln are unhappy they're leaving, says this lady.
I
definitely miss it. I definitely miss the place. It's really nice. I lived a good time. I had a good time here when I was living out. People are really welcome, they're really nice here. The Germans are just a good bunch of people in Hameln, really.
Die Briten waren auch ein großer Arbeitgeber für uns.
On a sadder note, Hameln's mayoress says that the army was the town's 10th biggest employer and 200 jobs are now disappearing. That hurt, she says.
Und von daher schmerzt das natürlich umso mehr.
28 Engineer Regiment actually formed in Hameln in 1970, ready for an invasion by the Russians that never actually took place. It wasn't until after the fall of the Berlin Wall that they became really busy, first in Bosnia in the 1990s, and then in the following decades in Iraq and in Afghanistan. The regiment may be disbanding, but parts of it will survive. 6.5 Field Support Squadron is to join 3.9 Regiment in Kinloss, a troop of around 50 soldiers who specialise in amphibious bridging will form part of a new international unit teamed up with German engineers. That delights a former 28 Engineer Regiment commander who now advises the Commons Defence Select Committee and is wary about Russia's intentions in Ukraine.
We've got a new political situation where we may need forces such as 28 again, but for the moment we mustn't cry over that. We must look forward to the future, and the good news is this cooperation between British and German engineers will continue at Minden, and I hope for many years to come.
This weekend there are plenty of memories to be shared.
The majority of us vets, we spent our young life here, so it does hold a lot of memories, and well, you know, you can't cast the young memories away?
It's home. It's been our home, not just for Royal Engineers, for everyone who served here. It's as home as anywhere else we could have lived, but this has become our home here, so it's just sad to leave.
At one last parade, soldiers of 28 Engineer Regiment bid farewell to their Hameln barracks. As the flags are lowered, it signals the end of the unit and a British presence that has endured here since the Second World War. Some soldiers are leaving the army, but the majority are now transferring to other Royal Engineer units. Rob Olver, Forces News, Hameln.